Um, Sorry, I know I made the first part quite a while back, and I got busy and I could not make the second part for a while. But luckily, I have been able to find time to make one today. Tonight, actually, it's night time. So I had to come back and talk to you guys about uh, a few things in continuation to what I made last time. पिछली बार मैंने chords के बारे में बात करी थी, basic chords. So like I asked you guys that practice those chords and start making sure that कि आप transition आराम से कर पाओ. And if you have waited for me, you have had enough time to practice those and make sure कि वो transition थोड़ा सा at least smooth हो जाए basic level पे. So ये है कि and it takes time. It takes time to make that transition smooth. It doesn't happen in like 1 or 2 months. It takes a few months actually. It took me, as much as I remember, it took me around 6 months to make the transition smooth. So patience is the key there, and consistent practice is the key there. So spend as many hours as you can possibly on it to get better at it every day. So if you have exhausted the previous chords जो मैंने बताई थी, I think those were E major, A major, D major, A minor, and then we have E minor as well, and then I did A sus2 as well as an example, and then D sus2 as an example. So अगर आपने ये chords practice करी है, so what will be the next step is that I'll teach you a few more chords, and at the same time today's lesson is going to be about rhythm as well, which is a very crucial part in being good at any instrument. I feel any instrument, be it guitar, be it any, say like violin, bass, guitar, anything, any stringed instrument as well, you need to be good at the rhythm because that keeps you in time. Okay, so before you move to rhythm, let's get a few more chords. Okay, so this one is going to be a bit of a tough chord to play in the beginning because it's going to require a lot of strength in your fingers. So क्या होता है कि when you play this chord, it starts hurting after a certain point, and it does stop, give your hand a rest, come back to it again, so that slowly your hand strengthens. उसमें calluses build होंगे और धीरे धीरे करके you will start understanding that you are able to make it sound better as well. So and the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and most importantly, how you position the hand is very important, something that I'm going to tell you as well. So the chord is F major. This is a bar chord. What a bar chord is that this is the nut. So this is like 0 right now. We consider this a 0 fret. So that's the nut. If we bar, we basically move the nut to the next fret. So हमने अभी technically first fret पे हमने bar कर दिया अपना finger, and then we're using the F. Like the fingers are positioned in front of my first finger, which is barring the first fret, and then we're playing the notes of the F major. अब इसमें okay, so what I'm doing is this is the first fret is getting held down, and then these two strings are getting held down, which is the second last and the last, which is E and B. Remember the names of the strings if you can, because it will help when someone instructs you. What they say will make more sense to you. So learn the name of the strings: E, A, D, G, B, E. So these two, and we basically bar the whole thing, but those are the three strings that we need to hold on to. And then your middle finger comes onto the second fret of the G string, and then your ring finger on the third fret of the A string, and your pinky on the third fret of the D string. So that's how it will ring out. So when you play it first, it won't ring out completely. It will sound dull, it will sound muted. ये पार्ट बच जाएगा लेकिन ये पार्ट नहीं बजेगा. बट दैट्स द थिंग, यू नीड टू keep playing it over time so that it starts sounding cleaner and clearer. So at the same time, please take care of your hand and make sure you don't hurt yourself. So I'm going to turn around and tell you how you hold the back part of the guitar as well. That's very important. Because how you hold it, it makes sure that it's like possible to play the chord and you won't hurt yourself as well. So there are two ways. You when you play certain chords, you wrap your whole hand around the neck. Say if I'm playing a C major chord, I will wrap my whole hand around it, and this fleshy part of my palm rests on the back of the neck. ये जो हथेली होती है आपकी, ये पूरी set होगी. That's why like the neck is shaped like that as well, so that it sits on your hand like that comfortably. So when you do that, you have support and the whole hand is able to cooperate without making it hurt. And then as you can see, I'm holding on to the C chord. And another reason for wrapping the whole hand around is there are times when you need to mute the top string, so the thumb does that for me. And when I change it to another chord, I'm not wrapping my hand around anymore. I moved it, as you can see. ऐसे ही F major में you do that by putting your thumb at the bottom part of the neck. Sorry, I think you can't see that. So the bottom part of the neck, that's how you put it. And then you keep your hand like that. So bottom part of the thumb and then I wrap it around. I'm playing a G major right now. Wrapped it around. Now I'm playing a D major. I wrapped it around even further. And मैंने thumb से top string को mute कर दिया. I was able to move that bar chord further ahead as well, and it sounds that's a concept of the cage system, by the way, which I mentioned before. Like this, we're going a little right. We will digress here a little bit for a moment. I'll come back. So like cage system का ये concept ही होता है that any chord that you play on the fretboard anywhere, it's technically a chord. It will sound like C form chord will sound like an A form chord somewhere else. So that's the cage system logic too. So that's why this bar chord, F major, G major, same position, same fingers, but F major, G major. So that's something you can try. Like if I try a chord which is shaped like that. I can move it around the fretboard and it will be a chord. And experimenting with this actually helps because I figured out a lot of chords by doing that, by moving those same shapes around the fretboard and trying to understand what it sounds like. Once I saw the position, I searched what chord is it. I got to know this is that chord. So that's a tiny concept of the cage. So let's come back to the chords that I was talking about. So F major, this chord is because this chord will challenge you. It will challenge you if you have worked on the transition bit. So it will challenge you when you transition and try to do harder chords. So if you incorporate this chord while practicing the transition bit, आपकी muscle memory और build होगी. It will get more challenge to be able to transition from an easier chord to a difficult chord. So वो transition भी बहुत important है that you are able to do that smoothly. So that's one thing and the more difficult shapes you can play, the easier it feels around the fretboard, and you can do more challenging things and it will sound better. So F major, C major, C add 9. Let's do these two chords as well. C major. So if I remember, I did not cover it in the previous lesson. So this chord maybe won't play the top string, so I am gonna mute it because it sounds odd. So mute it. Mute it with your thumb like that. Wrap it around and mute it. And so the position for this one is first finger, B string, first fret, middle finger, second fret of the D string, and then your ring finger, third fret of the A string, and then try to wrap your thumb around. That will be a little difficult, but do it, try it. This is the C chord, and similarly C add 9 is another chord that I can tell you, and the reason I'm telling you it's pretty much looks like a G chord, G major. So G major chord in the last lesson I told you was this one. All you need to do is move your finger down, the middle finger down onto the next string, which is the A string, and your index finger down onto the D string, same frets. So you just move it from that to that. That becomes C add 9. What I did there? The reason I'm telling you these two chords is because it sounds very musical in just these two chords if you play a certain pattern. Strumming pattern, if you want to learn to be in time, which I'm going to talk about soon, you can try this G to C add 9 transition, and because आपकी सिर्फ दो fingers move हो रही हैं, it's a lot easier to transition. It's a bit of a cheat, I feel, but the thing is, the point of it, of using that cheat is beneficial because if you're able to sound good in the beginning, it makes you feel motivated. It makes you feel like oh, I tried something and it sounded good. So do that. I added D major there. That's the kind of stuff that will make you feel like, oh, I'm playing something. It will feel like an achievement. अच्छा लगेगा आपको कि oh, finally there's something happening, something is progressing. So that feeling is very important while playing an instrument. You shouldn't feel like यार कुछ progress ही नहीं हो रहा, क्या है ये? I know that's a crap feeling to feel at times, but Don't let that happen too much as well, because instrument छोड़ दोगे आप फिर. Point is that keep trying to play it and use these things to feel more motivated. Okay.